Dhamma greetings to our fellow Dhamma practitioner. How are you today? I hope you are well and keep practicing the teaching of the Buddha, keeping the precept, giving charity, dana, and meditation, so that your practice will be complete that way. So let me say hello to our first participant who just entered, Anuragji from New Zealand. Hi, how are you, Anurag?
Hi, good morning. Good evening, Ajahn. Yeah, I'm good. I'm well. Yeah, I have no special question, but just one comment. I repeatedly listened to your advice last week, the questions, and it really helped me to get my meditation going. So my practice is very good now. So thank you for that. Yeah, I have no further question.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Maybe later on the next round.
Yeah,
Okay.
Thank you.
Second round.
Yeah.
We'll go to Gokseng from Singapore, I think. Hi, Gokseng.
Good day, Ajahn. Tonight I have no questions. I'll be just listening tonight.
Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Then let me go to Mudita from Bangkok. Hi, Mudita. How are you?
Good evening, Khatanpajan. I'm good. Yes. And how are you?
Good, thank you.
Thank you. I have can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I have two questions about practicing mindfulness. So the first one is when I practice mindfulness during the day, I usually say use the mantra Buddho. I wonder what if we can change the mindfulness object as often as we can, as we want to. Like for example, maybe I use Buddho for 5 minutes. Then after that, I might wash my body. Is it?
Yes, if you're not meditating, you can switch your mindfulness. But once you meditate, you should, once you get to the breath, then you should not change. But before that, if you find you need to chant, do some chanting first to calm your mind, you can still do that. But eventually you want to focus on your breath. That's where you will get the most out of your meditation.
Okay. So when I sit to do meditation, I usually use my breath, but I focus on my belly button, and I also use Buddho. And then after a while, I feel tense. I feel tense around my belly, so I stop the breath, and then I just use Buddho only. But that I shouldn't do that, right? So
Well, if you keep switching back and forth, you won't get into concentration. If you want to get into concentration, you have to stick to finally one. When you start, you might be able to switch back and to get to the right one by doing some chanting. If your mind is restless and you cannot focus on your breath, then you might need some chanting.
Okay.
But once you can get to the breath or the Buddha, I think you should not use both of them. I think you should just use one.
One.
Yeah.
And
I think two is cumbersome and also can be a problem. So use one, either Buddha or use mindfulness of breath.
Do you suggest whether which one is more you recommend anyone?
Either one.
More,
it's up to you. It's up to you. You have to try it out for yourself.
Okay. All right. Yes. Okay. I will try that. So I will just choose one first. Just one last one last question ค่ะท่านพระอาจารย์ so I when on the day that I took a precept so I only either do meditation or read Dhamma books so I can't meditate for long so I meditate for a while then I stop and I read the books and come back to meditate again and I do this like this switch back and forth is that okay?
Well, ideally you want to do more meditation than anything else. But if you find your mind still restless and need to do something else, then let it be reading Dhamma books. It can be helpful.
Okay ค่ะ it's very clear yeah.
But reading books, training in mindfulness cannot get you into jhana. You eventually have to sit and focus on your breath or on your mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto.
Okay ค่ะ this is very clear for me now that's all from me for today
Okay. Next, Philip and Adeline from Kuala Lumpur. How are you?
Good evening, Tanjan. Fine, thank you. How are you, Tanjan?
Fine, thank you. And you?
I'm good. Good today.
So what can I do for you today? Anything?
Yeah, this is actually a question posed by my one of my children. They want to understand from a Buddhist perspective, how do you explain deja vu when it arises from them? I mean,
it just means that they might seen something that they haven't seen before. Maybe not in this lifetime, maybe in their past life. Tell them that each life is like going to sleep and waking up.
yeah.
That's one lifetime. When you go to sleep, you dreams and you see things. And when you wake up, you might remember when you go do something or see something similar to what you dreamed. So anything, just tell them that it's probably been their past experience and it's been stored in their mind like a computer memory.
Right. And on the meditation side, I have noticed that the more I have practiced, right, I use the mantra lesser and lesser. I mean, it's easier. It's easier, or it's not so tense to actually use the breath. I feel that the mantra sometimes can be a bit tense for me. So I have recently, I think, started to abandon it and just move straight into the breath.
I think you do less work by focusing than by reciting.
Yeah.
So, but for people who still mind is still restless, they find difficult to focus. So they use mantra.
Okay.
And sometimes the mantra can take you all the way into jhana also. So either one of the two will be okay. All right. Adeline, you got anything? No question.
No, not really a question, but I just want to update my progress. Basically, I find it easier to meditate at night rather than morning. So when I wake up in the morning, a lot of things starts coming, and I find it very restless to actually sit in the morning.
That's strange because for most people, they find more restless during the evening because they've been through the day with so many things in their mind. But after they have a nice sleep and rest, when they wake up, their mind seems to be empty. But either way, it doesn't matter. Whichever time you find good, then use it for your benefit.
I have to
But
start.
you should try to meditate. You should try to learn that you should be able to meditate anytime. So what is needed is mindfulness, strong mindfulness, and less involved with people and things. The less you have to involve with people and things, then the less your mind will have to think.
Okay.
Okay.
Suitable time to meditate more.
Yeah, eventually that's where you want to go. But right now you just have to do whatever you can under the present circumstances. But if you want to advance, you want to really get to the Dhamma, you need to really abandon everything.
It will be a challenge, but one day.
Yeah, or maybe if you can go to a retreat for a weekend by yourself or something like that, away from your family and everybody. Leave the kids to your husband, let him take care, look after them for a day or two, for a weekend. So you'll find out what it's like to look after the boys, the kids.
For sure.
Okay?
Okay, Ajahn.
All right. Next, Yannasangwararam from Lebanon. Hi. Sami Riachi.
Yes, I didn't expect so quickly my turn will come.
No, you're next on the queue. See, I just go by the queue on the screen.
Yeah, but I know. I have no particular questions yet. You caught me off guard. But I want to report about my practice. My Anapanasati has not been going well. It's been difficult to focus on the breath lately. So I found myself focusing more on chanting and memorizing some Parita Suttas. And now I'm planning to start with the 4 Brahma Viharas as a way to sort of remove some defilements in my mind. I think that will help my samadhi practice as well.
Yes, if you cannot concentrate on anything, then you need to do some chanting or reciting a mantra or something to get your mind away from things, from thinking about other things. Once you have gotten rid of thinking about other things, then you can then focus on your breath.
Yes.
Okay,
I read some article.
Just keep doing it. You just have to be patient, you know. Takes time, takes patience, takes effort. Don't expect too much because it will make you feel disappointed when you don't get what you expect. Just approach the thing with a neutral attitude. You know, you get what you get. Like going fishing. You know, you don't know how many fish you're going to catch today.
Yes.
But if you have strong mindfulness, good mindfulness, then the likelihood of getting a good result will be forthcoming. So just keep on concentrating on your mindfulness training. From the time you get up in the morning, start controlling your thoughts. Allow your thought only to think about what you have to, essentially, for that day. Other than that, just stop it. Okay.
Bhante, I find that there are some thoughts that are easy to push aside, but some other intruding thoughts that relate with some difficult past experiences are more difficult to push aside. And
But
that's
just
why
tell yourself the past is already gone. It's useless thinking about it. Let the past be past. Bring your mind back to the present by reciting a mantra or chanting some sutta or something. Okay.
Yes, Bhante, one more thing. I noticed my mom came over during the weekend, and she spent a couple of nights here, and it's just I felt like it really brought my practice backwards. Every time after she leaves, it's like my mind is kind of disturbed by you know, all that experience. So, but it's hard to tell a mother to, you know, about these things, and she doesn't understand what I do, like about, you know, meditation or Buddha's teaching. She knows I meditate, but she doesn't quite understand how important it is to stay alone and not think about like worldly things. So what is your advice regarding this issue?
Just let her say what she wants to say, and you just keep nodding your head. Don't try to engage with her logic. It's useless, you know. She, yes, mom. Yes, mom. Okay, mom. Okay, mom. Thank you, mom. That's it. Don't try to engage in any discussion with her. You will drag the thing, you know, and can become eventually a problem when you try to reason with someone who you cannot reason with. You speak in different languages, you know, so why try to
Absolutely.
just let her talk and just you know, say nice things to her, so I'll shut her up very quickly, you know. Yes, mom. Thank you, mom. Yeah. That's how I do with my mother. Every time I see her, yeah, okay, no problem. And what you do is your business later on. You don't have to do what she asks you to do. But this is the nature of mother. They always worry about their the children, you know. Every time they see them, they're still a little baby, you know, even though you're 60 years old or something. To her, you are still a baby to her. All right?
Yes, Bhante.
But don't antagonize her. Don't get her mad, you know. So don't
I know
argue
she
with
will
her.
get
Don't
mad
argue with
if
her.
I.
Don't argue with her.
No, it's not like that. But she will also get mad if I was like, okay, mom, yes, mom, that attitude.
Well, that's too bad. That's too bad. If she wants to get mad at being nice to her, then there's nothing else you can do, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Bhante.
All right. Next, Kafai Lim from Malaysia. Hi, Kafai.
Hi, good day to you, Ajahn. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
I'm fine too.
All right.
Today I have a question, a follow up on last week on 5 khandhas, particularly on the Vedana, Sanya, and Sankharas. Does it mean when we excel in practice of bhavana, meditation, the attachment to the feeling, perception, and the mental objects that arise during the meditation no longer significance? Because eventually such feeling and anything that arises will be less frequent if we do it correctly in the meditation, as we no longer see it as something that is important.
Well, your feeling will always be with you until you die, you know. So you just have to know how to deal with your feelings.
Yeah.
And you use it. If you cannot use wisdom yet, then you use mindfulness. When you run into bad feelings, you just keep reciting a mantra or something. Then your bad feelings will subside because you calm your mind. See? Once the mind becomes calm, then the bad feelings that are being generated by the mind will also subside. But this will be on a temporary basis. If you want to do it on a permanent basis, then you have to apply wisdom to understand the nature of feeling as being anicca, anatta. You cannot really manage it. The best way is to just accept it.
Okay.
Good or bad feeling. Just accept, just know them, they come and go. Just know that you cannot force them to stay or force them to leave.
Okay.
Normally we like to force the good feeling to last.
Yeah.
And we want to get rid of the bad feeling.
Yes.
So this is the wrong way of dealing with feelings.
Yeah.
So you have to deal with feelings like you deal with the weather. You leave them alone, right? You
And
try
also,
to
recently I have noticed that if I use mantra, that the feeling will be try to like it knows that it suppress it, and the feeling will be much more prominent. So I eventually use just breathing, just to take note of the breathing, and that feeling somehow subsides.
yes,
So
because you don't have any desire to get rid of it. See, so the
yeah,
desire to get rid of it is the cause of more bad feelings, because you are generating more mental bad feelings.
yes, exactly. Yeah, okay.
So you just keep reciting your mantra or keep watching your breath without
Yeah.
expecting or wishing for the bad feelings to disappear. Let
Okay.
it stay if it wants to stay,
Yeah.
but you don't want to. You want to leave it alone.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yes, that's all. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn. That's all I have.
All right.
Sadhu.
Alvin Lee, you're next. How are you?
I'm good.
From Kuala Lumpur.
You. I just got a question on walking meditation.
Walking meditation, yes.
Yeah, when you walk, I would observe my feet moving left and moving right. But sometimes I get a lot of thoughts coming to my mind when I'm walking. What should I do? Should I stop?
Ignore it. Just keep watching your feet. Left, right, left, right.
So continue to walk.
Right. Don't pay attention to your thoughts.
Okay.
Because
So,
it means you're not concentrating on your walking already when you start to think about other things. Your
Right.
mind is very, very quick. It can leave you, and you might think that you're washing your feet, but actually your mind already left the feet and going to think about other things already.
Yeah. Because sometimes it's just like it's too many things coming, and then I'm not sure whether to just stop and just stand or continue walking.
You can recite a mantra instead if you find it. What you cannot keep washing your feet and stop your thought. Maybe you walk and then you recite a mantra, or just recite left and right as you walk also. Left,
Right.
left, right, like a real sergeant,
Like what I told you, asked you last week about reciting episode, it's okay as well, right?
Yeah, anything, just to keep your mind busy, so you cannot think about other things.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think the problem is the lack of persistence. You might do it for a few minutes, then you give up. Don't give up until you win. Until the mind eventually stops thinking. Just keep persisting doing your work. Okay, try it. Right.
Okay. Thanks.
That's why it's good to do long walking, long walk until you feel that your thought disappear before you stop. Instead of setting your goal on the clock, set it on your mind, on your thoughts. If I'm still keep thinking and not focusing, I'm not gonna stop walking.
I see. No, because normally
That's a challenge,
I think normally the problem with me is I would say, okay, today I'm going to do half an hour. I'll set the clock. Sometimes.
Forget about the clock. Set the goal in your mind. Stopping your thought is the goal.
Okay.
If your thought don't stop, you don't stop walking either. You keep walking.
Right. Okay.
Eventually, when the body becomes tired, then the mind will also becomes tired.
Yeah. Okay. That means what you mean is when the mind become tired,
then it stops thinking.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think I read that maybe you said before that try not to set the clock well when right.
Unless it's necessary for you to set it, because that's the only time you have for your practice. But normally if you don't have any engagement, then don't try to set the clock. Set the goal of your practice. Stopping the thoughts. Okay.
Okay, thanks, Tan.
All right. Forrest Tong, you're next from Massachusetts. Hi, Forrest.
Hi, Tan and John. So I finished my meditation retreat at home, and I think it was very good in that the mind was able to go deeper than before, but afterwards then I was overcome by defilements and I had a really hard time to control the mind. So, after the retreat ended, then I immediately went back to my old bad habits. So I guess I just need to go do more chanting and mantra.
You should extend your retreat, even though you have to go do something else, but still consider yourself that I'm in a permanent retreat right now.
Hmm.
And the only thing that changes is the circumstances of your life. You have to go to work, you have to go do something else, but you still want to keep maintaining your mindfulness, training in mindfulness,
Okay.
regardless of the circumstances. Don't draw a red line. Don't have a deadline which you can stop training in mindfulness. Oh, I finished my retreat, so now I can let my mind go crazy again.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
So keep training your mind in mindfulness. As after your retreat, you find it easier now because you have been doing for 2 weeks. So when you go to work or doing something, you can then use that retreat that you have practice to assist in your daily routine, in your daily life.
Mm-hmm.
Because if normally you don't go to a retreat, you might find it difficult to start your mindfulness.
Mm-hmm.
But now you have 2 weeks to start your mindfulness. So then you can continue on with your mindfulness after your retreat.
Mm-hmm.
Because basically, half the time you will be the same whether you're in retreat or not. You'll be alone doing your physical chores like washing your body, eating, whatever, cleaning. You're still alone. It's only when you have to go to work or deal with some people, but you don't do that all the time. So try to, when you have to engage with people, try to only engage on the essential, on the necessity. But if there's no need to engage with them, then just try to be alone.
Okay. Thank you, Tana John.
Yeah, you have to try to change or reduce the amount of engagement with other people and things as much as possible without causing any problem.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
Okay, next, Kenneth from Switzerland. Hi, Professor. Are you teaching today?
Hello, Tanajan. Yes, I have some teaching duties today, but I managed to take some time out for this.
Are you still teaching online or you have to do person to person now? In person?
Mainly online, but we have some small project groups where the students can come in.
Mm-hmm.
So today I have a couple of students in the lab.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's your practice coming along? Okay.
It's okay, slowly, but going in the right direction.
You're not stopping. You try to meditate at least every day.
Oh yes, I never stop.
Okay.
I see the benefits, so I find it easy to keep it going now.
Yeah, good.
Just progress.
If you stop, then you'll find it difficult to restart later on.
Yeah, no, I never stop. So
we have a story about the rabbit and the hare, the rabbit and the turtle. Said try to be like the turtle, go on a steady pace, keep going without stopping. Don't be like a rabbit who just do it when he feels like doing it, and when he doesn't feel like doing it, he doesn't do it. You know?
Yeah, I'm like the turtle, very slow but steady.
Yeah, better than the rabbit.
Yeah.
Good. Anything today you would like to ask?
Yeah, I have a question I'd like to ask about fear. Because, I mean, nowadays in normal life, I don't really see much fear coming up. But I remember when I went to stay in Wat Yan on the mountain, for example, I could see fear very, very strongly, very strong fear coming up when I was there, especially during the night time. I managed to deal with it and not run away. But I was wanting to ask, what's actually the root cause of fear? I mean, is this
Delusion.
attachment to the body or fear of death?
Right.
Or
Attachment to the body, thinking that the body is you. See? Because the one that will be attacked is your body, right? Not your mind. But because due to delusion, you think your body and the mind is one, the same thing. So you have to separate the mind from the body by meditation. Then when you come out of meditation, apply the wisdom of the Buddha, say the body is just the composition of the 4 elements. Try to find yourself in your body. Which part of the body is you? You won't be able to find it. You know. Go through the 32 parts. Is the hair me? Is the hair of the body me? Is the nail me? And so forth. You'll find they're just parts, you know. They're just parts like automobile parts. And you just happen to be the driver. That's all. The mind is like a driver. So what happens to the body doesn't happen to the mind. And the body is not afraid. There's no fear in the body, you know that?
Yeah.
There's fear in your mind. So this you have to use common sense to keep telling yourself.
Okay.
And then if your mind is strong enough, then you might want to take the test by going to some fearful place to see if your mind is still fearful or not.
Yeah. I was quite surprised, and normally I wouldn't have said I was fearful, but when I got to the mountain, I was very scared.
Actually, there's nothing up there. Just
no, there's nothing to be scared of.
Darkness. You're scared of darkness, and
especially the dark and the night and the noises and everything. It took a few days to get used to. The fear was overwhelming at the beginning. It was quite
because you've been raised in a free, fear-free environment. So when you have to live in a fearful environment, then you find it instill fear in yourself.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's why we need to go to places like that to bring the fear out and then use Dhamma to stop it.
Yeah.
Normally we use mindfulness first. When we started, you know, and you go to stay in a fearful place and you start to be fearful, then you just keep reciting a mantra or keep chanting until your mind stops thinking about fear, about the thing that caused you to fear. When the mind stops thinking, then the fear will disappear. But if you stop chanting or you start thinking about the place you stay again, fear can come back again. So you need, once you can do the first level, then you go to the next level. Tell yourself what's going to happen. It's going to happen to the body, right? Whatever happens, it's going to happen to the body. So you have to apply the wisdom of the Buddha and say, you are not the body. You are the one who is afraid, is not the body. The body is not afraid. And the body eventually will have to die anyway, regardless where it goes. And you will be separated by the body then anyway. Like when you meditate.
Yeah.
So if you come face to face with something that's fearful and you can use wisdom to separate the mind from the body, then the fear will disappear permanently. Or when you're willing to give up your body, let's put it that way, willing to let the body, whatever happens going to happen to the body, let it happen. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Tanajan. Thank you very much.
Next, the Ravin from Bangkok. Hi, B.
Hi, Tanajan. Good evening. How are you today?
This is another engineering student. You went to in England, right? University.
Yes, Imperial College.
Imperial College. Yeah. So you're talking to the professor also from England, I think.
Oh, okay. I just know.
He's an engineering professor. Anyway, this is just a.
Okay, that's interesting. Good to know.
Okay, you got any question today?
Yes, Tanajan, I do have a question. It's actually regarding my practice. So I did some meditation over the past few weeks, and I noticed that my level of calmness would vary. So sometimes it would be, some days I would be calmer, and on other days less calm. So my question is, does this have any effect on insight? Because usually what I try to do is after I come out of samadhi, I would try to do insight. But I find that sometimes if my mind is not calm enough, I find it very difficult to develop any sort of insight. So should I try to achieve the level of calmness that's required, or should I just do insight nonetheless? Is there a measuring stick that I need to reach, a certain threshold?
Yes, you should get into jhana first before you try using any wisdom. But that doesn't prevent you from time to time, and if you feel threatened or you feel you need to use the contemplation, you can use it also. But generally speaking, you should rather do mindfulness to stop your mind from thinking and to get into jhana, to get equanimity. Once you have equanimity in your mind, then you can apply the wisdom, because you need to let go. That's all. After you apply your wisdom, you'll see that everything that you have problem with is due to your attachment or your desire for them to be in a certain way. So you just have to leave it alone, let it go. And you need equanimity to do that. So if you can, try to train more in mindfulness. Yeah. Ajahn Mahabua, when he went to see Ajahn Man to ask permission to stay with Ajahn Man. And Ajahn Man knew that Ajahn Mahabua had studied some scriptures for 3 levels, I think, the first 3 levels of Pali. So, and Ajahn Man said, you should forget about what you learned right now. You cannot apply the knowledge that you have learned to get rid of your defilements. So right now, stop thinking about wisdom or what you learn in the scriptures, and focus on training with mindfulness until your mind can become calm and have equanimity. Then from then, you can then start using what you study to apply in your practice to get rid of your defilement. I think most of us study too much, know too much. You don't need all these things that you know. when you practice, you only need one. You only have to know mindfulness and equanimity. Do I have equanimity yet? Is my mind calm in jhana yet? That's all you have to know. Once you get that, then you can then start study the nature of the body, feelings, and the mind. But right now it's useless. You know the body is impermanent, but you cannot get rid of it. You cannot get rid of your attachment to your body. You still worry about your body condition, right?
I mean, sometimes, usually that's the case. Only when I'm really, really calm, I can actually look at my body and feel indifferent, as if it's not a part of me, but only for a brief amount of time. After a while, it will come back.
Without any circumstances that might cause you to cling to your body. See? If you're in a safe environment, then you might say, "Oh, I can see it. It's not me." But when you're in a fearful environment, can you still see that also? That's the test that you have to.
Yes, I remember, Thanajan, you told me, I think last time, that I should try and go to a fearful environment and test whether my level of concentration is really at the level that can ignore, the dangerous surroundings.
Yeah, go to a cemetery, sleep one night in a cemetery, meditate in a cemetery. Go talk to the undertaker and ask permission if I can spend the night here. I want to meditate here. There was the teacher. He passed away already. He used to lead his followers, I think, once a month to go meditate in a cemetery.
Wow.
So try to go to a cemetery and meditate for one night, spend the night there. Like going camping, camping for one night in a cemetery. Okay.
So just any sort of fearful environment to test our mind's resolve.
Your resolve and your control of your mind, whether you can control your fear or not.
Okay, something I need to find opportunity to try out, because
if you haven't got anything yet, it is a good environment to force you to meditate, to be mindful. Because when you're in a normal situation, you tend to be slack with your mindfulness, because there's nothing to create problem for your mind. But when you're in a fearful environment, then you might start to become disturbed. So you have to meditate. You have to use mindfulness to stop it from being disturbed. Just like fasting. Fasting can also disturb your mind when you're not eating. So you need to use mindfulness. You have to train more mindfulness to stop your mind from being disturbed by your desire for food.
Yeah, I actually found that it wasn't as difficult. I found that, as Thanajan, you once mentioned that, if you eat less, you don't get drowsy, you don't get sleepy, you have more time to meditate. So I apply that practice when I'm at home. I don't take dinner, and I find that my mind is more alert and I don't feel tired, and I'm able to practice meditation at night, and it actually works better.
Good.
Than if I eat.
Yes. But each technique serves a different purpose, So, but whichever one you find useful, use it. Fasting can help you to spur your practice more. But going to stay in a fearful environment is to kill your fear, to get rid of your fear, or force you to meditate. You won't go sleepy either when you're in a cemetery. You don't have drowsiness. Get rid of your hindrance.
Yeah, it forces us to really focus.
Yeah. All right.
Yes, I will consider, well, at least taking some sort of step in that direction to test my mind's resolve.
Yeah, you have to be ready also. You know?
Yeah.
You might come running back in the middle of the night. You know?
Yeah, I will. You're right. I will really consider it, and I'll see what I can do. Maybe, or at least time to stay in the mountains. At least, I think one of the persons who went before me, he said he was staying in the mountains, and he said he was really scared.
Yeah.
I mean, at Wat Yan.
Yes.
I think my mom told me as well. You know, it can get quite scary at night. So she said, yeah, you should try and spend a weekend there, see if you are able to keep calm. So maybe I can start with that.
Yes. But this is not mandatory. I'm just speaking generally. When you want to do it, it's up to you. Okay? Don't feel pressure from my talking. I'm just giving you advice, general advice. But how you want to, when or how you want to apply it, that's your business. Okay.
Okay, Thanajan. But it's very good advice, and I will really take it into consideration.
Okay.
So thank you very much.
Is that all?
Yes, that's all.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Thanajan. Satu.
Next, Gek Yen So from Penang. Hi, Gek. How are you?
Thanajan, I'm good. Nice to meet you again. Yeah.
Any question?
No specific question today, Thanajan. I'm listening today. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Then let me go to Tien Rien. Hi, Tien Rien or Tien Rien.
สวัสดีครับอาจารย์
How are you?
Can you hear me?
Fine, very good.
Oh yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, very loudly.
Yes, Ajahn. I have a few questions always, but when I come to life, maybe I'm nervous a bit. But today I want to ask you a question which I sent through email, through Facebook, which is outdated mode of communication. I just want to ask, if we practice only up to Raksa Sinha or keep the 5 precepts, what would be the best possible level that a man can achieve without going to Sinfat?
Achieve what? Achieve.
You know, you try to do not to be reborn again in this plane as human being. So you try to go as highest level as possible. So that's in case someone just practice up to 5 precepts, will it be possible that the 5 precept people goes to reach the Sotapana or higher level?
Well, generally speaking, no. You need to go, because you won't have the time to meditate. You just skip the 5 precepts, because you allow you to do other things that the 8 precepts will not allow you to do, like eating after midday and sleeping on comfortable bed, for instance. Then you do spending more time eating and sleeping than meditating. But if you, for some reason in your past life, you have strong mindfulness already, you have equanimity, and you know, even though you're not keeping the 8 precepts, but you practically are in keeping the 8 precepts, because you don't watch TV, you don't care for entertainment, you don't have any, you know, social contact with people, and then you use wisdom just to let go of things when you see them as being anicca, dukkha, anatta. Then you have passed the level of the precepts. If you have equanimity, then you can apply the wisdom that the Buddha taught us, that everything is anicca, dukkha, anatta, and if you can get rid of your attachment to them, then you can attain high. You can attain to other levels of attainment. So see right now, can you let go of your body, for instance? Can you let go of your body, or are you still afraid of death, afraid of sickness of your body?
We know that is unavoidable circumstances. We feel the pain, and then we will die. So just that, in case we haven't reached any level of meditations, so because our meditation is progressing very slowly, so that's why. Just in case we die before we reach whatever level in meditation, what will happen to our soul?
Your spirit just will be coming back again. At least if you keep the 5 precepts, you won't be born on the lower realm of existence. You won't go to be born as animal or go to hell. You'll be born as a human. And if you do charity, you can go to heaven. Your mind will be a happy spiritual being called devas. But you will still come back and reborn as a human being.
But that will not be still the level of the lowest level of Sotapanna. Is not possible, correct?
Even a Sotapanna still has to take rebirth.
Yeah, but at least the few rounds after that, 6, 7 rounds.
Right, 7 to the most, at the most.
So can we reach that level of the lowest level of Sotapanna at least?
That's why I give you the question. Can you let go of your body? Can you see the body is not you? Like you see the body of me. You see my body and you say it's not you, right? So you don't care what happens to my body, right? Whether I get old, get sick, or die. That's the way you should look at your body.
We can think of that, but if that is only a thinking without meditation, is that right? That like we just shower. Sometimes you think that who is showering now? Is that your body or that?
Yeah, you have to ask yourself the question. See, you're the one who have to take the test and find whether you pass the test or not.
Oh, that's why you get very confused, because sometimes you don't know the real situation of who you are.
Ask yourself. The Buddha said the body is not you. You are the mind. You're the one who tells the body what to do. The one who tells the body what to do and the body is two different things. So whatever happens to the body, then the one who tells the body what to do shouldn't worry about, because it doesn't happen to the one who tells the body what to do. The mind is the master, the body is the servant. See? But the mind keeps thinking that it is the servant. It is the body.
Yeah. Okay. So the best is still to go for 8 precepts, Ajahn, correct?
8 precepts so that you have time to meditate, so you can get into jhana, to get to equanimity. Once you have equanimity, then you can then let go of your attachment to your body. Okay.
Secondly, I want to ask about walking meditation, Ajahn. Is it better for me to walk in, let's say, a long route of 300 steps like that? I have a good route, which is about 300 steps, and then I just walking. Sometimes like.
It doesn't matter. It's up to you. What is available to you, and what is you find beneficial or of good result. Then you can use the length, whichever you want. But it's not the length that matters. It is the mindfulness that you need to build up.
Yes. I just observe myself during the long walk of 300 steps. Sometimes, as my friend just now mentioned, you just go maybe a few steps and then your mind goes somewhere else and you call back and you say Bhutto, 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 and then the mind goes somewhere else and then you call back again and then it goes again and then it come back. That is the practice that I am doing now. Just that make sure that along the route.
It's like a tug of war. your defilement wants to go one way and your mindfulness wants to go the other way.
So that is normal, Ajahn, correct?
That's right for beginners. But as your mindfulness becomes stronger and stronger, then the less your mind will then drift away, and eventually it won't drift away at all.
So that's why I counted myself in percentage wise. You said I have 300 steps. Perhaps I got 100 or 150, the most putto left and right. And another 150 will be something missing, goes here, goes there, goes to.
Yeah, but you end up thinking more about your steps than.
I'm thinking about putto. I mean, in percentage wise, let's say I have 300 steps. Perhaps the first 100 I would have putto fully, and then we disappeared to think of some other Dhamma method or something about Dhamma, and then after that I called it back to putto, and that's the round that happened.
Okay.
Normally you cannot proceed 100% putto.
Yeah, you can evaluate after you finish. When you're doing it, you should do a new evaluation because that's also thinking.
Oh.
Just keep watching your mantra, keep reciting your mantra, and don't worry about the percentage.
Yes. No, just sometimes when you have many routes, you just simply make just estimate evaluation yourself. Let's say from the 300 steps, you said how many steps do I made? Some mathematic mind come into your brain. So
I mean, you can do that after you finish. After you review your practice, you can review your practice after you finish walking.
Thank you. Thank you. I try my best to keep it 100%. That means to walk left and right, 100% putto. But I always fail, never reach 100%.
Don't worry, because you're just starting. It takes time and effort and patience to build up your mindfulness. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Ajahn. Thank you.
All right. Soling from London. Hi, how are you?
Hello, Ajahn. We're good, thank you. Question more,
No,
okay. I think she has a question today, Ajahn.
Go ahead.
So whenever my mind goes up, I am thinking either of my own past or the present moment or the future of what to do. And so I just should leave my mind with any thoughts and just concentrate on what I'm reviewing with the present moment. Is that right?
That's right. Stop worrying about the future and stop longing for the past. The past is already gone and the future is not here yet.
And there are also many articles about even other people's history on the recorded part of the world. So I should not be thinking about any craving.
Well, you have to have a reason. If you have a reason or purpose to think, then you can. But if there's no purpose or reason, then better not to think about anything.
Thank you.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Next is Sui and Czech. Hi, how are you both?
Hello.
Hi, Ajahn.
Good evening.
Any question today?
My question is like some people when they get angry, like they will say out and act it out. But some people when they get angry, they keep everything inside. So for those who keep everything inside, what is your advice on that? Like,
it's both bad really, because when you say something bad, when you're angry, you only can cause problem or trouble. And if you keep it inside, it also can become a pressure inside yourself, like a pressure cooker. So you should pass, let bygone be bygone.
Yeah. So use Buddho Buddho.
Buddho Buddho. Just say it's already passed. It's useless to go think about it. Whatever happened already happened. And you couldn't go back and change it anyway. Let bygone be bygone.
Yeah.
Forgive, forget, if possible.
Forgive and forget. Yeah. That's good advice.
That's metta. To forgive is metta. To forgive is metta. To forget is mindfulness. To forget about the past is mindfulness.
Oh, okay.
Is that all from you, Sri?
Another question is like when I contemplate like the body parts, like sometimes I feel like depends on my mind. If my mind is calm, and then it become very real when I focus on one organ. But if mind is sometimes it's not clear, then of course it's blur. So is that?
Yes, that's normal. Eventually you want to be able to see the 32 parts in everybody whenever you like to.
Yeah, okay.
See me, you want to see my skeleton, it should pop up in your mind right away.
Yeah, so we have to train up to that level, but sometimes it's clear, sometimes it's not. So that's
right.
normal.
Because lack of training, you should have to keep training your mind to look at the 32 parts. It's just a matter of training, really. We've been trained just to look at the outside of the body, look at the face usually, good looking face or not, looking at the skin, complexion, so forth. That's how we've been trained to look at body. So we want to be trained the mind to look like a doctor, like a autopsy technician. Be an autopsy technician. I'm not sure what the term for that person. You slice up the body to look inside the body.
Pathologist.
Pathologist. Forensic people.
So we train and then we use it. Sometimes it's a technique.
Yes,
like
when you have problem with the body, when you start to have attachment to the body by one or any other reason, then you say you're just looking at a 32 part. Why worry about that person? It's just a 32 part. Or if you have attachment or you have any sexual desire toward that person, then you have to look at the 32 parts.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's
Ajahn,
all my question.
When we look at the 32 parts as a you always say that go back and forth, right? Like the two parts. It can either be samadhi or for vipassana. But for vipassana, do we also go back and forth, like when you contemplate or no? Or
Well,
just
you're back and forth between what? Your body and other people's
I mean,
body?
like forward and back, like recite forward and backwards.
I think that's more for mindfulness,
Mindfulness, okay.
But then for wisdom, you want to really see the actual thing, the actual part. See the skeleton, see the heart, the lungs, the liver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you
So
don't have to go like you don't have to go
if you want to, it does. You don't really need to. If you want, it depends on what's your purpose. If the purpose is to get rid of your delusion, say, thinking that this person's body is beautiful, then you just visualize the inner parts of the body. But if you want to find out where are you in this body, then you have to go through the 32 parts one at a time.
Oh.
Am I the hair of the head? Am I the hair of the body? Am I the teeth, the skin, the flesh, the skeleton? Just go through all the 32 parts.
Okay, that's okay.
So then you see that there's no body in the body, no body in the body.
No body in the body.
No sui, no check in the body, no me in the body. There are only 32 parts in the body.
Oh, okay. So this is trying to get rid of the delusion of self.
Yeah,
About
the Sakaya Ditti, seeing the body as myself.
Oh, okay, okay.
Or other people's body also. The same, your body and your other people's body. It's just 32 parts. There's no sui in your body or mine. There's no me in my body. What you see is just the 32 parts. The part that is me, you cannot see because I only use the body to manifest myself to you. My body is like an avatar, my avatar.
You know avatar too, Ajahn.
See, my mind is invisible. Everybody's mind is invisible. Our real self is invisible to other people. So we have the body to represent us. So look at the body as your representative, your proxy, your servant, not yourself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
there's no body in the body. Okay, that's really good.
Yeah, get rid of a lot of attachment, like attached to other people's body or attached to like parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the body dies, your parent didn't die with the body. See? They are the mind. They are all the mind. We are all the mind. We are all mind, not body. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Ajahn.
You have no question, check?
No.
Okay.
Maybe later. Okay.
All right. Okay. Next is Joseph Chi. Hi, Joe. How are you?
Hi, Ajahn. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Yeah, I have no questions for now, but it's very interesting when you talk about the body not being ourselves. So with regards to that, I was just wondering, the practice of black magic like voodoo and so on, they say that there are cases whereby the person is dead, the mind is already gone, but the body is still sort of alive. I mean, how true do you think that is?
It's alive. It cannot be alive once the mind and the body are separated. If the body is still alive, it means the mind is still not separated from the body.
Right. So the body has to have the mind inside for it to be able to continue to be alive, even for half an hour, right?
Yeah, sometimes the mind might go into a shock and enter into jhana and separate from the bodies briefly, and then it returns. Like you have stories about people who return from the dead. The doctor say, "Oh, the heart is not beating anymore," or maybe the heart beats but on a very low interval, long interval, so you cannot feel the breathing, the beating of the heart, but the body is still like in hibernation, for instance, and the mind might be in jhana or somewhere, and then after a while it comes back out, back into the body, and then the body reawakes. Usually it's like going into a sleep, really. Because people usually tell the story about they have dreams when they come out of this state. they dream they see something, they see themselves, see a long tunnel or something, and
Yeah.
see bright light and so forth.
NDE, near-death experience. That's what they call it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
But it's not important. This is not our objective. Our objective is to see the body as not being ourselves. Okay.
I'm trying to do that.
All
It
right.
takes a while, yeah, but I'm trying to do that.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Let me say hello to Claudia Sminer. Hi. From Germany. From
Good
Nuremberg.
afternoon.
Nuremberg. Yes.
Yes, good
How are
afternoon
you?
from. Thank you. I'm so. But I hope you are well.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
fine.
I have 3 requests. First of all, I want to express my gratitude for the books, especially to Czech. I appreciate it very much, and I'm looking forward to read the books. I also would like to give a dana for the books, but I have to find out how to do it with PayPal or something like this.
Most of the books are already paid for, so you don't need to pay for the books. But if you want to donate to the school instead.
Yes, I want. So I just need to find out how.
You check. She's the one who will liaison for
Yeah.
you.
And what I also already said to check and what I would offer. So if there is any need to do a translation in German language, it would be my honor to do it because I already translated one book for my community. It was this book.
I see. Ajahn Chah.
Ajahn, it was the easy way to practice meditation. And so this is my name. I did the translation. It's
I
a
see.
small book.
Well, it's
And
up to you. If you feel after reading my books you find it interesting and might be useful for other people, and you want to translate, then you can do it. But I
Yeah.
personally don't push any kind of translation at all.
Yeah. So I would try to do it and send the file to whoever could need it. So
Yeah, okay.
it would be my honor to do it.
Because I have a Brazilian, he translate all my books, I think, and
Wow.
into Portuguese, and then he distributed online. You can
Okay.
do that.
Yeah.
I also have a Frenchman who translates some of my books into French, and he also distributes online.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I would like to do that. It would be my honor to do it. And
You're
I learn a
welcome.
lot by translating.
That's right, because you have to think. See? You have to
Yeah.
think deep. You have to understand what you translate, or else you won't be able to translate right.
Exactly. And I have a big request to you and maybe also to whoever wants to do it in the community, because 3 days ago, one of my best friends died. So we were friends for 27 years. We were really very close friends. And so I would love to ask you and the community if you could include this friend into your meditation and sharing merit with him. We were very close. And he died after a
Okay.
very long sickness. His name was Phil.
Okay. Is that all?
Yes, that is all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let me go to Alfredo from Brazil. Hi, Alfredo.
Hi, Bante. Thanks. Good. Thanks.
Is Alexa in today? I haven't seen him yet.
What?
Your other Brazilian friend in the Netherlands. He hasn't come in yet today.
Yes. It's good. Brazilian people practice Dhamma. I think European people, is more focusing in theory, in practice. I don't know. I think it's personal, né? Each people practice your practice. No fix. Thailand people and I don't know Thailand people. The impression that European people is more intelligent, but I don't know if education is important to Dhamma, because Dhamma is particular, né? To you have people have to know a Buddha to know teachings. I don't know intelligence is very important, but I think intelligence is important. It's normal, né? I think in life Ajivo, Samajivo, né? In Maga. My life is now is more mental life, né? And is very pleasure. Is very good to practice. That's is very good to samadhi. Is very good to understand upeka functions in life, né? Is very good. Other people is strange, né? Our lives, but I teachings a few people's my friends. I teachings few things. I'm not engaged. I'm not engaged very in to other functions. I buy car, I buy meal, but not preoccupation, eh? The things of body. The mental life is very completely. Eh? The mental life is completely Bhante. It's a complete life. The mental life.
Yes. Okay. Is that all?
Yes.
Okay. Then let me go say hello to Gary from Singapore. Hi, Gary.
Hello, Tana-chan. Can you hear me, Tana-chan?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. How are you, Tana-chan?
Fine, thank you.
Tana-chan, I have one question. How do I deal with ill will towards myself?
Ill will towards yourself?
Yes.
You're angry at yourself, you mean?
I'm guilty.
Guilty?
I feel guilty.
That's because you did something wrong, right?
Yes,
So try not to do it again. Punish yourself every time you feel guilty. Find yourself $100 Singapore and give it to charity.
Okay. That probably will work.
Then you will not dare to do anything bad anymore. Then you won't feel guilty.
Unintentional though. Unintentionally sometimes.
Well, intentional or not, doesn't matter. Once you have to pay, then you'll become more mindful next time when you say or do something. Because you know you have to pay $100.
Thank you. Thank you for the advice.
Okay. Is that all?
That's all for now, Tana-chan. Thank you.
Okay. Next to Leon Kibun. Hi. You from Singapore also?
No, Tana-chan, I'm from Malaysia, Tana-chan.
Oh yeah, Leon. I keep forgetting you. You look different from your real self.
Oh, maybe I put on my glasses. Good evening,
Right.
Tana-chan. Yeah.
And your hair also is shorter now.
Yeah, that's right.
He used to live up in the mountain with us at Wat Yan.
Yeah.
Okay. Any question today?
Yeah, Tanachan, I wanted to check with you, Tanachan, that lately I've been doing quite a lot about on the contemplation on death. Using reflecting of on those relatives and close to me that have passed away. Some of them with sickness, some just suddenly and all that. Yeah. And that reminds me not to be lazy. It can happen to me, the body is impermanent, things like that. I'm just reasoning around the word of death, and I understand. And I'm doing it when I'm doing walking meditation. Sometimes I sit. I also, using the word death, and then reason, teach my mind about, the nature of the body, and it can happen to me, and I should not be lazy. I'm doing that almost daily, like sometimes more than 5 times. Is that practice in the right way, Tanachan? I mean, walking and sitting, doing that, contemplating for about 20 minutes.
Yes. The Buddha actually said that you should do it every in and out breath. When you breathe in and when you don't breathe out, you die. When you breathe out and you don't breathe in, you die.
Okay. Understand.
If you can do that, then you will never forget death.
Yeah.
Then you will be ready for it when it comes.
Okay, so there's a right practice. Second thing I want to ask is, Tanachan, is about sharing merits for those, for the departed ones. I heard one of Dhamma talks that it says that, you should do it, you have to offer food because they say that you can only share merits with the soul that hungry goes, because, this by giving only food, you cannot share merits with like giving dana or any of the 10 meritorious deeds. Is that correct, Tanachan, or it's not correct?
Well, there's some debate on this thing, but if you go back to the scripture, the Buddha only said one time about dedicating merits to the spirit, to those who departed, by giving charity. And I think he doesn't say food or anything like that, but do dana. Give the 4 basic necessity, either one or all of them, if you like.
So, for example, like if you listen to Dhamma talk or even Dhamma discussion, like this session,
no, these are not applicable. At least as far as the Buddha, he didn't say anything about other type of merit. He only talk about the merit arise from giving to charity, dana.
Understand.
So you have to go study this sutta. When they mentioned about this king, I think he had a bad dream or something. He heard some real scary noise in the palace. So the next morning he went to ask the Buddha what was it, and the Buddha said it was the spirit of his servant in past life, and he needs some help, so he came to you for help. And the way you can help him is to make merit by charity.
I see.
Okay, so if you want to share your merit, then you just give dana. Any type of dana can be okay, but according to the tradition, they believe that giving to monks are more beneficial or more profitable, or more merit, or the merits get there, because the monk is honest. He doesn't steal the merit. The monk is like a messenger. If you give it to some other people, maybe their mind is not pure and they might not share the merit. But I think that's just the understanding of people. Generally, what you share is the good feeling that you get when you do something good, like charity, right? And that's what you want to share, the feeling of good feeling of contentment and happiness.
Right.
So actually, I believe that you can do charity to anybody by your own choosing. If you like to do it to school, to hospital, to to poor people, not to monks, you can. This is also considered to be dana, and you can feel good from doing that. Then you can share that good feeling for the departed.
Okay, I understand. Because sometimes it's inconvenience, to always be able to cook or buy food. Sometimes we just give money and then we can share that. Yeah,
That's
understand.
right. You can use money instead.
Okay.
Because money can then be the person who receives them. If they need food, then they can buy it.
Yeah. Okay. And the last question, Ajahn, is it has been about a year since I, had a meditation retreat. The last one, of course, at Wat Yan at the mountain. Yeah. So I just reflecting 1 year at home, trying to do as much as I can. I think one weakness I have is, to how to say that, because at home you deal with many people. It's a determination, Ajahn, because when I compare when I work in your office, I was a manager, factory general manager. I have this determination, to really see to my work, see to my challenges and all these things, But when I at home try to Pavana, I find that is rather quite difficult to have the same determination that I used to work. Yeah? Could Ajahn maybe give some advice as how to do that, especially from Ajahn experience, because it's so important, this determination.
See, when you work, you know the reward from working, so you have the determination. You know how much you're gonna get paid, right? But with Dhamma, you don't know what you're gonna get. So you have to study what you will be getting from practicing Dhamma. You'll get the Magga, Phala, and Nibbana, for instance. So you have to keep reminding yourself of the goal that you will achieve, being a Sotapanna, being a Sakidagami, Anagami, and Arahant. And to stop this ceaseless round of rebirth, ceaseless round of suffering, for instance. This is something you have to be able to see that this is what you're gonna get. Once you know what you're gonna get, then you will be inspired.
Yes, in fact, precisely because I realize when I do a comparison at home and staying alone at the forest, the good feeling is much more, and it is continuous every day, and that's why I commit to myself to go to retreat again, yeah. And this time around, I've found a place, so
Yes.
I just get the police permit, then I can go there and then stay there for continuously. Yeah.
Yes. The community you live in can deter or can support your practice. If you're around people who have the same goal, then you'll find it easier for you to practice than if you're surrounded by people who have different goals.
That's all, Ajahn.
Okay.
Too.
So when you're coming to Thailand?
Oh, as now they talk about vaccine passport, so Malaysia, I think my turn will be somewhere around Q3, I will be able to get the free vaccine, from the government. And then, I would then, I think for me, going to be with you is my plan A. Yeah? Of course, at this moment, with the COVID and all that, I have to do something because it has been a year, and I can realize the best I could do is 6 precepts, 7 sometimes, but it's, 3 meals is so difficult to receive at home, and then TV very near to you, phone is very near to you, people around asking you to do this and that. Your mind is always in, defilements and the desires and all that. It is the Dhamma is whenever you can, whatever time you have. When you have the Dhamma, you have the good feeling. But when you are without Dhamma, not with the Dhamma, then you lose again. So it's a fight between these two all the time.
Okay. All right. We'll see you when you come. Okay. Ronnie Lee, you're next. Where are you from? Singapore?
Hello, Ajahn. Yeah, I'm from Singapore. How are you?
Fine.
Thanks, Ajahn, for giving me the opportunity to ask a question. So this one is on the meditation practice. So on Metta Bhavana. So when I go through the process, right, from oneself and extending to families, relatives, and so on and so forth, I kind of find that it becomes a mind object rather than peace and calmness, right? So maybe Ajahn can advise me how can I overcome this, or what is the right way to do Metta Bhavana. Thank you.
I think metta is used as a preliminary step to your meditation. Like when you are maybe angry at someone, then you should use metta to get rid of that anger. Once you might have got rid of the anger, then your mind can be normal again. And then you can focus on your mantra or on your breath. So it's not the one that will lead you to calm and peace, like mindfulness of breathing, of the breath. So you eventually you want to get to the mindfulness of breath, or the mantra. Either one can do the trick for you. But before that, it's just a matter of clearing the way for you. If you're angry, then you use metta. If you still have sexual desire, then you have to use asubha, or the 32 parts of the body, to bring your mind back to normal, so that you can focus on your mantra or on your breath. Okay? So if you don't have any problem with people, then you don't need metta. You just sit and then focus on your breath. Watch your breath at the tip of your nose. If you want to get into calm, into jhana, into equanimity, you need to focus on your breath. That's why the Buddha taught anapanasati, right? Okay. Next, Lisa Wu. Are you from Singapore also?
Yes, good evening, Ajahn. Yes, I'm from Singapore. I don't have question today, not now. I'm listening and getting a lot of understanding better and better by listening to you and the rest of the Dhamma brothers and sisters. Thank you.
Okay. Let me go to Belinda from Singapore. Hi, Belinda.
Hello, Ajahn.
Did you donate to the school also? I forgot, but I think I remember, but not sure.
Yes,
if you
Ajahn.
do, thank you. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Okay.
Looking forward to receiving your books.
Okay.
This weekend there'll be retreats by Ajahn for a week, and it's fortunate that I have a school holidays.
Where would this happen? Where would this happen? At Wat Yannasangwararam?
It will be in Zoom.
Oh, Zoom meeting.
Conducted by Ajahn Anand from Saturday this Saturday to the next Saturday on 13 March.
I think everybody is using Zoom nowadays. Yeah?
Yes.
Good, you don't have to travel anymore. The COVID-19 forced you not to travel. And now everybody using Zoom instead. Which is a good way, really. You don't have to travel. To worry about getting your passport, your visa, getting your hotels, and so forth. You can do it from the comfort of your own home, your own room.
So the mind is not strong. So the environment counts. By
Yes.
having, yes.
You need a supportive environment.
Would Ajahn advise, like, if we have no choice but to remain in a confined, smaller room, how should we keep our mind to anchor, focus?
You have to discipline. You have to have discipline. You have to set up schedule for your practice and stick to it. Don't practice when you feel like doing it, and when you don't feel like doing it, you don't practice. And normally you don't feel like to practice more than you like to practice. So you want to practice more, then you have to set up a schedule. Like from 9 to 10, I'm going to meditate. From 10 to 11, I'm going to walk one. And then try to stick to that schedule. Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. You keep reminding yourself that the only way to get forward is to practice. No other way. It's like walking, traveling. You have to walk to get to from one point to the next. If you don't keep walking, you don't get there. Okay. Okay. Next is Constance. Hi, Constance. Where are you from?
So, good evening, Ajahn. I'm from Singapore. It's my first time here. And already in 1.5 hours, I feel that I learned so much. I hear questions that I never knew I actually wanted to ask. So I'm very grateful to be here.
No question yet, okay?
No question yet.
All right, fine.
Thank you.
Next, Lillian from Bangkok, not originally from Malaysia. I heard you also donate to the school.
Yes, and I asked my daughter to donate part of her ang pao money as well.
Oh, really? Good.
Yep, learn charity. I have 2 questions, just following up from what Leong was saying. When you do dana, right, other than dedicating to the departed ones, you can also dedicate to people who are alive, right?
No, you have to give them the money that you're gonna to make merit, and then because they can use the money, see, they cannot use the merit that you do from charity.
Oh, but after you do the charity and you dedicate, it has to be to people who are departed, is it? Or
That's right, because there's no other way that you can make them happy. But with people living, I think they'll be happier getting money from you than the knowledge that you have.
Oh, okay. Okay, understand.
All right.
Actually, that's the only thing I have to ask.
Yeah, the goal of dedicating merit is to make people happy.
Okay.
And if they die, you cannot send them money, so you send them the merit instead. Share the merit, share your happiness, your mental happiness with them. But with living people, they can accept the money.
Okay, that's true.
So you just give them money rather than tell them that I have dedicated the merit to them, because they can't feel anything.
That's true.
Okay.
Actually, another thing is there a difference if you donate $10 or you donate $100?
But in yourself, yes, the feeling is different.
Okay.
The more you lose, the more happy you feel.
Okay.
So if you give half of your wealth, you feel much happier.
Okay.
Try it. Yeah. Or give all, like the Buddha, he gave up his princely life and became a monk.
That's true.
That's the ultimate charity.
Okay, that's true. Okay, that's all I have today.
Okay.
Thank you.
Jason Ong. Hi, Jason. How are you?
Okay, Tanajan, good evening. How are you, Tanajan?
Fine, thank you. You're from Penang, right?
Yes, thank you. I'm from Penang. I have one question regarding walking meditation. I'm not very good at walking meditation. As just now you're talking, saying that we're using mantra For sitting meditation, we say Buddha with our breathing in and out, Buddha in and do out. As walking meditation, we are timing our feet or legs, left and right. But while we are doing the walking meditations on Buddha, left and right, what about breathing? We don't concentrate on breathing. We just concentrate on the leg. Am I right to say that, Tanajan?
That's right. Actually, you don't have to tie all these things together. You can just choose one thing. If you want to use mantra, just recite your mantra and don't worry about your feet or your breathing. If you want to watch your feet, then you don't have to worry about your mantra. It's better just to have one rather than have so many, because you can become confused.
So if I continue doing the mantra while walking in the breathing in and out methods, it will still achieve calm.
Yes, it's all for calm, whether you walk or you sit. If you use mantra or you use mindfulness of breathing, the purpose is to stop you from thinking.
Yeah, I always got this misconception when I learn about walking meditation all the time. People tend to tell you to say, watch your body, watch your feet, and I get lost in it. When sitting one is much easier because everything is just shut down and you're stable and you're just, you just hold your body together and you just one thing going on. That's your breathing, that's all. But it's walking, a lot of time they say that you have to lift, to take care of where your body switch, your leg, where it touches the floor and all these things. So I'm not very good at that. So what's your advice, Tanajan?
Just use mantra. Just keep walking normally, like you're walking around the park and you just keep reciting Bhutto, Bhutto as you walk.
So there's no necessary to go and focus your mind on the movement of your body or the leg.
No, if you use mantra, then you don't need to. But if you don't use mantra and you want to focus on your movement, then you just watch your step, left, right, left, right. You don't have to be so what you call
regimental.
Yeah, it's like lifting up my foot, passing forward, putting it down. You don't need to know that detail. Just know that you are stepping left or right. That's good enough. The goal is to keep your mind busy so it cannot go think about other things. So.
That's very good advice, Tanajan. Thank you very much. No more question. Thank you.
Okay. Let me see who is next.
ST.
ST, you're next. Hi, ST.
Hi, good evening, Ajahn. Just one question. It's regarding the...
Go ahead. Cannot hear you. You have to unmute your microphone again.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, just regarding the true practice, right? We are able to ultimately see the true self, right? So will there be a next step whereby the true self becomes the bigger self? I don't know whether I'm asking it correctly. That means one person see the true self, but then ultimately this true self goes back to the bigger ultimate self.
Well, you eventually discover that you're not the body. So if you're not the body, then you must be the mind.
Right. So once you get to the mind, we are there already. Or is there a bigger mind that you go to?
Well, there's the mind that you first reach from when you leave the body. When you have let go of your body, is the temporary mind, the mind that's changing, impermanent mind, meaning that your mind is still fluctuating from good to bad, like the mind. And then you want to let go of your attachment to that mind. So then you can get to the pure mind, where there's no change in that mind.
Okay.
So this is something might be difficult to understand now. So don't worry. So right now you have to first let go of your body and feelings before you get to the mind itself. And then you have to separate the things, the conditions in the mind, from the mind, to get to the pure mind.
Which now is very difficult to explain, right? The pure mind.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. Okay, understand.
All right. Okay. Next, who else is next?
Rachel.
Rachel, where you been all this time? I haven't seen you in a while.
Good evening, Ajahn. How are you? Can you hear me?
Yes, very well.
Yeah, I've been practicing. So, like what Belinda said, I'm also going for Ajahn Anand retreat this coming week. Yes.
Retreat? You mean he'll be giving you Dhamma talks for the whole week? Or?
Ajahn have been giving weekly talks every Friday through the Zoom, and he also Zoom his daily prayer with the Sangha as well every day. But he has a Q&A session with some of the centers around the world on Friday.
What time? What time Friday?
Usually Friday is 8 p.m. They will
Thailand
start.
time, 8 p.m. Thailand time. About the same time.
8 p.m. is Singapore time, so it's 7 p.m. Thai. So the monks will start chanting half an hour. Then we'll do have like 50-minute meditation followed by Q&A. Yes.
Okay,
So,
that's very good.
I have a question about dana. Just now you mentioned about generosity. So you previously also mentioned the path of cultivation, dana, sila, bhavana is about letting go. So as we proceed higher, the more we let go. So my question is, actually doing dana is letting go of ourself. But some center or temple will emphasize that doing dana is gaining merit. But actually there's nothing to be gained because it's actually a practice of letting go. So when they say gain merit by doing dana, is it wrong to say that technically?
Well, you gain merit, which is good feelings from letting go. Then you will have no longer worry about the things that you give away, right? If you give your husband away, then you won't have to worry about your husband anymore.
Okay. That's the higher level.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. But actually, letting go, there is a limit because sometimes we give until we feel painful. Like what you said, the more you let go, the more happier. But I think I have not reached that level yet.
Right. Some people can let go of all the physical possession, like the Buddha. He gave up his princely life and he went to live in the forest.
Okay. Like even in sila is also letting go of our craving, our greed.
That's right.
To bhavana is also a higher level of letting go. So the whole Eight Noble Path is actually a whole path of letting go.
Yes.
Okay. Because sometimes when they explain in gaining merit, it's quite contradicting because what we are talking about is letting go rather than gaining something.
What you gain peace of mind every time you let go. Okay. This peace of mind is called merit.
Okay. Because sometimes some temple will say you get married so that you get a better rebirth. Is that wrong?
No, it's not. It's right because if you have merit, then you can be reborn in a higher realm of existence.
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Is that all? Other
yes,
people?
That's all.
One more. I think Ben Chua in Malaysia. Hi, Ben.
Sawadee-krap.
How are you?
Ajahn. See you again.
Yes. Any question today?
I would like to send, first of all, yes, I have bring some questions come along. But first of all, I would like to send lately congratulations to Tan Ajahn for your graduate, your practice. So, hello?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah. Today, I just want to ask some fact from Direct the Mind. like it's how many element in total? Is this the 6 element or more?
The basic elements, there are 6 of them. The earth, water, wind and fire, the knowing element and the space element.
Only 6 element.
Yes.
So regarding the space element, is this the dark matter or dark energy or
No,
gravity?
space, emptiness, physical emptiness.
Or
You need
physical?
space to put the other the 4 elements. The 4 element needs space to exist.
Oh, space element, not the space.
Yeah, like the Earth is floating in space.
Mm-hmm.
All the planets, all the stars, then they have to have space to exist. So that's what the space element is.
Is this
room or place for things to, like you have a room to keep things, right? You need space to keep things.
Okay. So so how about another question is how many consciousness actually in total? Is this 6 or more or 8?
There's only one really. The mind is the spiritual or the consciousness, but the different there within the mind there are different types of consciousness. This is the consciousness that connect to the body. There are 5 consciousness.
Yep.
That connects to the body, right? The eyes consciousness, the ears, the nose, the tongue, and body. So there are 5. Plus the 6th consciousness is the one that receives the thought of the mind from the mind itself. So you can say that there are 6 types of vijnana or consciousness.
But truly it's just one consciousness, right? Controlled by
Truly,
the
there's
mind.
just only one mind, the knowing element.
Okay, thank you, Ajahn. The third question is how many rim actually is 3, 5, or 6?
There's only 3 major realms, and they can be divided up into smaller sections. The central realms of existence. That's where all the mind that still crave for sensual pleasure will be born. And then the rupa and the arupa realm of existence is for those who have attained to rupa jhana and arupa jhana.
Rupa jhana and arupa jhana.
Yeah.
Rupa jhana got 4 states of jhana, right? And arupa got 4 states, got 4 jhana, right?
I think they divide into more than that if you study the scripture.
Is it up to 32 jhana?
Something like that. It's not jhana. It's called different level of existence.
Okay. So the rim is this got 2 parts? One is a physical part and mental part. Regarding
Yes. No, regarding the what?
The rim, the 3 limb or existence, or 5
2 realm of existence. This regarding concerning the mind, not the body. But with the body also existing in this sensual realm of existence, like human and animal body. But it's the mind that takes up the birth in this body.
So the truth is actually just a mind, right?
Right. It's a mind that goes through all the 3 realms of existence.
So the other thing of the rupa form is just like atom, is it?
No, it's just the mind that has to enter into jhana, so it doesn't use the body.
Okay, got it. And another thing is, what is the state of enlightenment? Is this the mind still have the 4 functions like thinking, feeling, remembering, and knowing?
What is the question again?
What is the state of enlightenment? If the person enlightenment, what is the mind state? Is it still have the function like thinking, feeling, remembering, and knowing?
Yes, the 5 khandhas still remain after enlightenment, like the Buddha. When he became enlightened, he still have his body and he still thinks. And he uses thinking for teaching the Dhamma.
Or still have the function?
Yes, but no defilements. Enlightenment means pure, free from defilements. greed, hate, and delusion.
Is it got any possible the link back to the body to giving the teaching in this stage?
To come back again? No, because there is no defilement to pull the mind back to take rebirth.
Okay, got it. And so the thing actually starting from the sanya, right? Sanya generate the sankhara and come with the vedana. Is it?
No, it's the delusion that pushes the sankhara to think to go after the sensual pleasure. So the sankhara then send the vijnana to connect with the body, the consciousness to connect to the body. So that when connected, then it can receive the sensual objects. When the sensual organs come into contact with the sensual object. And then,
this is the vipa and this vinaya.
Yeah, vijnana. Then you go to sensual objects, sensual organs. Sensual organs go to the sensual object, contact with sensual organ. Then feeling arises. And then after feeling, you have desire arise, cravings arise, and then you have repeat the same thing over again. It's called power. Repeat of your experience of the feelings, and desire, and so when the body dies, then this will continue on to go to the next body.
So the whole thing is empowered by the desire, right? Can I say that?
Delusion, the avijja is the delusion. Not knowing that the mind is being deluded, that the mind is going in the wrong direction. To go look for happiness outside itself is wrong way. The right way is to look for happiness inside itself by meditation.
By meditation, by stop thinking.
Right. And when you stop thinking, you stop craving, you stop everything. You stop defilement.
So the stop thinking is sanya, right? Is this called the sanya, the thinking?
It's part of the process, part of thinking. Sanya, sankhara.
Well, it's part of the sankhara, everything.
It is part of one of the four khandhas. And you usually use both to think. When you think of something, you sometimes use sanya and sankhara together.
Okay, got it. Thank you, Tan Ajahn, to clarify this question.
Okay, you're welcome. I think everybody has a chance to ask questions. So I think we'll go to Facebook now for any question from Facebook, Kula.
Yes, there are 4 questions from Facebook, Tan Ajahn. The first question from Ho Liang Soon from Penang, Malaysia. What is Vipassana meditation?
It's the development of wisdom or insight into the true nature of things, like the body, the feelings, and the mind, as being anicca, dukkha, anatta.
Next question from Liao Yiu Meng. What are the conditions for one to be enlightened spontaneously? Why are some spontaneous and some are gradual?
When we talk about spontaneous, is when everything fall into place, like when all the pieces of the puzzle fall into place, then you call it spontaneous. But before that, you have to collect all the pieces of the puzzle and try to put them in the right place. So there's no such thing as spontaneous. It's a result of you gradually working up from dana to sila to samadhi and then eventually to wisdom. And then when you become enlightened, you call it spontaneous, sudden. But it goes through a gradual process of practicing dana, Sila, Samadhi, and Panya.
Next
So,
question from Aini Lam. Hi, พระอาจารย์ Is it possible to enter the empty room of Samadhi through walking meditation?
very on a what you call on a not normal situation, yes, but normally no. You need to be driven in the mind need to be driven by something really strong, like a tiger or something like that. If you walk meditation and you come across the tiger, then the mind will suddenly go inside right away. But other than that, there's nothing to push it to go inside. So you need to sit to go inside completely. Is that all?
The last question from Jo Chuan Jim. อาจารย์ Is it only in the human realm one can attain Nibbana? How about others realm? Greeting from Malaysia.
I think if in other realms you need to have the Buddha or an Arahant to give the instruction. Like the Buddha gave instruction to his mother, who was a spiritual being, not a human being, and you could become enlightened. But without a teacher like the Buddha or someone who can connect to the spiritual beings, then they have no way of knowing how to do it. So they need this. So it's easier for a human being because there are many spiritual enlightened teachers who doesn't have the special ability to connect to the spiritual beings, but they can connect to the human beings. So there's more choices for human than for spiritual beings, insofar as having connected to a teacher is concerned. So it's better to be human than to be a spiritual being if you want to become enlightened. But it's not impossible. It depends on the teacher who can connect to the spiritual beings, whether there is or not. All right, I think that's about all the questions so far. Now we go to the second round. If anybody feels like they need to speak, to ask, please raise your hand and unmute your microphone. ST, I see you raise your hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ajahn, just a question regarding meditation, because as we meditate, the thoughts will come, right? So the goal of meditation is to stop the thinking or to observe the thoughts rather and not to follow the thoughts.
Not observe, because once you observe, you follow it. So don't observe the thought, observe the breath, a mantra.
So you use the breath to stop the thoughts from coming in?
Right. To eventually stop it from thinking altogether.
Right. Is it possible to observe but not to follow it?
Try and see it for yourself.
Okay.
Because observing the thought is like following a monkey. You just keep following it. You keep thinking about this and it goes to the next thinking. So you don't observe. You use mindfulness to stop it.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? Please raise your hand and unmute your microphone. Okay, La, some more questions from
Yes.
Facebook.
Question from Lee Siu. I want to know more about cause and effects that related to Four Noble Truths.
The Noble Truth is composed of two sets of cause and effects. The first set is about dukkha and the cause of dukkha. Dukkha is mental suffering and it's caused by the cravings. And the second set of cause and effect is the cessation of dukkha and magga. Magga is the practice of the Noble Eightfold Path. If you can fully establish the Noble Eightfold Path, then you can stop the dukkha. You bring dukkha to cessation. This is in the Four Noble Truths. The first 1 and 2 deals with dukkha, The 3 and 4 deal with the cessation of dukkha. All right. Anybody else? Okay, Ronnie, go ahead.
Hello, Ajahn. Hey, sorry, one more question. So when noticing negative emotions like pain or sadness, right, can we observe it and radiate metta in a way like
no, you just leave it alone. Leave it alone. Don't react.
At this moment, be free from suffering.
You don't react. Just observe and just let it be.
I see. All right. Thank
You
you.
don't need to do anything. Just merely know. If you can. Normally you want to react. And we want to stop this reaction. And let things be. Leave them alone. But we are so busybody. We like to interfere with everything. We can't. We just cannot leave things alone. We always want to fix things. And when it's hot, you want to make it cold. When it's cold, you want to make it hot. always wanting something that is not. That's human folly. Okay. With wisdom, you leave everything alone. When it's hot, let it be hot. When it's cold, let it be cold. Then you don't have to do anything. The hot and cold will come and go away by themselves. All right. Okay, Jason.
Ajahn, can I ask about, are you able to do, does one able to do dana on behalf of someone? Say, for example, your parents are too old to go to the temple to do dana. And every time when you go to the temple to do dana, you place their name as a person who is sponsoring the dana.
They have to be the one to initiate the dana and also pay for the dana themselves to benefit from the act of dana.
So every time when you go temple to donate on the parents' behalf, it doesn't work because it's not.
It's your money and it's your initiation.
So the merit will go to you, back to you.
To you.
Oh, I see. Thank you, Ajahn.
Because your parents know nothing about this process, so they don't feel anything.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Belinda? Oh no, did you just okay. Anybody else? I don't see anybody. Okay, check.
Ajahn, one of my favorite sutta is about Buddha about the turtle and the yolk, and the Buddha talk about how rare is it for the 3 conditions to become a human being during Buddha sasana and to be able to practice the Dhamma. Why is it so hard for the 3? Like how come it's so rare?
To become a human being.
Like the 3 conditions together. Like the Buddha talk about the turtle like coming up like every 100 years. Like
yes.
Yeah, it's like it's so hard to imagine. Like it's so rare. But how?
Because it's easier to become born as an animal, because there are lots of animals. So animal can create more animals. With human, they're less when compared to other creatures in the world. So even if you're ready to be born as a human being, you might have to wait your turn, because there's no father and mother, enough father and mother to bear a child for you, to take the body of that child. How many population we have on this earth? 7 billion?
Yeah.
How many population of the fish, of the birds, of the insects, of the animals? They're much more than humans.
Oh.
So when you cannot take the human body, you might go take the body of animals.
Oh, really? Like even if your mind is human, you might go become animal?
Well, then you just have to wait as a spiritual being.
Oh.
You've all got to wait as spiritual beings. if you're not animal, if your mind is not animal. But there's no room for you to. It's like enrollment in a university. There are more applicants than the university can enroll. So what you do, you have to wait, right?
Yeah. So it's so like the way the sutta described is so rare. Like to me, it's like wow.
Yeah,
So
maybe in comparison to being born as animals.
Oh.
So Tan Ajahn, like when people do dana, like let's say if they wished that they want to have a good rebirth.
They cannot wish because it's automatic. It's like eating a cake and wish that you become full. You don't have to wish. Once you eat the cake, you become full. So you mean when you do good karma, you get good rebirth. If you do bad karma, you get bad rebirth. Like eating spoiled food, you get stomachache. No wish, no wish involved.
Like, well, my thinking is like, what if people like they want to have a good
your connection is
rebirth, and then they go.
Can you repeat again? Your connection
my question is like, what if like people they think of getting something, gaining something before they go and do dana, like gaining one of the good rebirth.
Well, it's nature of the defilements in our mind that we want to know what we're gonna get when we do something, right? So
you got okay.
It's the nature of our mind that is still have defilement. It's the nature for the defilement to always want to know what it's gonna get from what it does.
Yeah.
And you do get because there's cause and consequence in every action that you do. But just that it's not the consequence that you can see with your eyes because this is something spiritual, something not physical. So you need someone who knows to explain this to you. And sometimes it has been misinterpreted and misexplained because there are so many ignorant teachers trying to teach wisdom to other people.
No. So that's not considered greed. Like, you know, when people wish for something and go and do dana, it's not considered a greed.
If you wish, then you agree, you want something.
Yeah.
But when you do dana, you do it because it's also greed, but it's greed for the development of your mind, which is considered to be a positive greed. You want to purify your mind. Really, that's what it means.
Okay, to learn how to let go.
Let go and decrease your greed for more money.
Yeah.
Because if you keep giving away, then you ask yourself, what's the purpose of really making more money for? When I make money, then I have to give it away anyway, right?
We make more than we give more.
Eventually, say, I'm gonna stop. You know, when I don't have money, then I don't have to give anymore.
Then go to practice. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sorry, Ajahn, can I just on a side note mention to you that Gary Wu, Lisa Wu, and Rachel Lim also donated to the school. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. If you're here, let me know that I know already. Let you know that I know, and thank you for your donation. But this is not something I asked for, you know. But people want to donate money to me, so I say I don't need it, and the school needs it more than I do. And I do give. I also donate my own money to the school also. So if you want to donate to me, you can donate directly to the school.
Yeah, that's a great school, Ajahn. Thank you for letting us know about the school.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, I think anybody else have any more questions? Kula, some more questions from Facebook. Huh?
Yes,
okay.
one more question from Ku Chi Long. The last thought moments in this life condition the next life thought moments. It is a continuation of series.
Of what? Continuation of series.
Yes.
Siri for the Apple assistant. How do you spell Siri?
Siri.
S-E-R-I-E-S.
Series. The last thought moment is when the body and the mind separate. But the mind can continue on creating more thought as a spiritual being. Okay. See, the mind doesn't stop thinking after that. It continues on to think and create dreams or visions for it to experience until it takes birth. Then it starts to think again. It keeps thinking and never stops. It only stops with jhana. If you have jhana, then your mind stops. Otherwise, you don't stop thinking your mind. Keep on thinking from one existence to the next. All right. That's about all for tonight, I guess. 2 hours and 16 minutes. I think that's pretty good. The longer might be boring. So I think we'll keep it short. All right. Thank you very much for your participation. I hope you can learn something from this meeting and apply it in your practice. So before we'll meet again next week, stay healthy, stay safe, and mindful. Thank you and goodbye.
Sadhu.
Bye.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Thank you, Ajahn. Sadhu. Everyone. Thank you, admin.
Thank you, everybody. Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Everybody.
Thank you, Kun Admin. Thank you, Kun La.